got one that can see.
Logic before authority.
Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on Logic Before Authority. And we're going to take a look at quite a bit of things, but we're going to start out with wildfires. Wildfires in the United States, wildfires in Canada. Why is it happening? What does it mean? Well, we're going to take a look at that. And we're also going to take a look at some related content that you wouldn't really think that is related. And it is, in a way. We're also going to look at other related content. Okay? And kind of try to put together here what is going on, okay? And what is the symbolism that the ones in this world that like to show us symbolism, what is the symbolism and what is the things that they have said to us in some speeches in the past and even recently. And we're going to take a look at all of that. We're going to take a look at quite a bit of few things here. And we're going to remind ourselves about a few things, lest we forget. And yeah, we've got quite a bit to go through here. So I would encourage you to subscribe if you want to stick around, because the chances of you running across this channel are slim to none. So it's up to you. All right, so we're going to get into the wildfire stuff to start with right now, but I want to warn you about all of the big mouths that are out there spitting truth. Now, I'm not going to say every single one is a weaponized truth teller speaking weaponized truth, but I'm going to tell you that there's a lot of them. And they're going to tell you exactly what you want to hear. Like whispering in your ear. And it's going to taste sweet in the mouth, but it's going to be bitter in the stomach, because they're leading us somewheres. And where are they leading us? Well, that has to do with these fires. Okay, this is a map, a historical wildfire burn areas map. Okay, that shows for the United States. And you can see that the older the fire was, it's kind of an orange color going back to 1975. And the more recent, it's red. So it goes from yellow through orange to red. And these are all of the areas in the United States that have burned. And as you can see, it's a lot. Not everything, but it's a lot. And I can't help but recall, biblically, scripture talks about 1/3 of everything being burned up. And we're going to look at this here in a moment. We're going to look at the statistics and see if more things are burning or less things are burning. This is a map for Canada, works the same way. Canada, man, and what hasn't burned is burning right now in Canada. This is historical. It comes up to 2024. It doesn't include 2025 and 2026. So we know last year a ton burned, and then this year another ton is burning. Here's Europe, Russia, Asia, okay, and they've got a major problem too. Looks like 1/3 is about burned at this point. We're pretty close to it. I didn't look at Australia, a couple other places. Didn't focus on Africa, Australia, but I could. I just didn't. Now let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at these statistics. And let's go down to the bottom. Okay, well, let's identify our categories here. So this is the year, the most recent year, 2024 is at the top. Number of acres burned in 2024, 8,905,635. Homes destroyed, 6,112. Buildings destroyed, 7,118. So we've got year, acres burned, houses, buildings, or structures. Okay? So now let's go down and start down here. 1975, 1.1. I think we just said 8 point something at the top. So 1.1 million acres, 1.146944, 506 houses, 598 buildings. Now, as we go forward from 75, we're staying in the 1.1, 1.3 category, 1.0, 1.1, okay, 1.3, 1.4, 1.6, back to 1.1 million acres. And then we jump to a 1.9 in 89 and back to a 1.5 million acres in 1990. Number of homes is running 5, 4, 3, 5, 4, 6, 3, 5, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 4, 350, 670, 505 in 1990. So no major jumps yet. And in buildings, it's about the same as well, ranging from 5 to 7, back to 5, and so on. Now let's move our timeline on up a bit. Here we are, 1990 right here. Pardon me. Sorry. Still dealing with this, whatever it is, allergies. 1990, we're at 1.5 million acres burned. Let's start moving up. 1.6, 1.2, 1.3, 1.7. And we get our first 2 million acres burned. This is in the United States only, in 1995. Then it drops back to 1.5. Now we started out at the 1.1s, basically around 1 million acres. Now we just hit 2 million in 95. 599 homes, 745 structures. So let's keep going. 96, 1.5, 2.1, jumped up to an all-time high again, then back to 1.9. Then in 1999, we jumped to 2.9 million acres and 1,000 homes burned and 1,363 structures burned. According to the numbers, something is changing. Then we go 2000. We jump down a little bit to 2.6. Number of homes burned dropped. Number of structures burned dropped in 2000. Now, here was the turning point. 2001. Remember those two buildings in New York that, well, actually it was three buildings. Two of them had something run into it, and the other one, nothing run into it, but it fell down too. 47-story skyscraper. You know, the first time in history a building, a tall skyscraper like that, fell in all of history, it was in 2001. Matter of fact, it was the first, second, and third time all in one day. Isn't that amazing? 2001, we jumped to 4.8 million acres burned. 2001. 1,040 houses, 1,300 structures. But it should go back down, right? So here we are, 2001. 2002, 7 million acres. 1,232 homes, 1,617 structures. 2003, 7.1. 2004, 6.7. But notice over here that the number of homes burning doubled. 2001, it was 1,000. Now we're at 28 and 22. Number of homes burned, and buildings at 3,000, and one at 3,500 home or buildings. Now let's look at 2005, 8.4 million acres. 2006, 9.8 million acres. 2,300 homes burned, 2,900 structures. 2007 dropped back a little bit, 6.7 million. 2008 dropped way back, 1.6. Only 698 homes burned, 848 structures. 2009 we jumped back up, 5.8, and the houses jumped back to 2,100. 2010, 3.1 and 1,100 homes. 2011, another basically all-time high, back to 9.8 million in 2011. Acres burned, 2,600 homes destroyed, 3,350 buildings destroyed. Then it goes 2012, 9.3 million. 2013, 4.1 million. 2014, 3.8 million. 2015, broke another record. 10.125 million acres burned, and another record on the homes burning, 6,636 and 7,259 structures. 2015. 2016, we dropped back to a still extreme number at 5.2 million acres. 2017, 10 million acres again. 2018, 8 million acres. 2019, 4.5 million. And look in 2018, it was 8 million acres burned, and we had 24,593 homes burned and 26,363 structures burned. So the number of acres is still hovering around that 8 to 10 million area, but the number of homes being burnt down quadrupled out of nowhere. How does that happen? Statistics and the law of large numbers says that everything follows a mathematical even pattern. That doesn't make any sense. Well, I happen to know what happened in around 2018. Yep. And many of these other years. Anybody remember Paradise, California? Where the homes started burning, but the woods didn't. that whole phenomenon really kicked in. Yeah. 2019, 4.5. Number of homes dropped way back. Still 2,600. 2020, 10 million again. Another 10,488 homes. 12,952 structures. 2021, 7.1. 2022, 7.1. 2023, 6.4, and 8.9 million in 2024. These statistics should tell you something. Now we can do the same thing basically for this. We know it's the same thing. Acres, homes, buildings destroyed. Go down here and we can look. Also have a acres burned from 90 to 2020. So from 1990, you hit 2001 right there, big spike. Okay. And this is in Canada. So in 2001, or 2000 and 2001, big spike. And of course, in the area coming into 2020, huge spike, all the way going into 2023. So they started out in Canada at around 1.4 in 1990. I couldn't get the data going back to 75. So we're already at 1990. And we hover around 1.41 million until we get to 2000, and we jump to 2.1 million acres, 344 homes, 431 structures. Then 1.5, 700,000. Then we jump and double 2003 to 4 million acres, 560 homes, 707 structures. Moving forward, we backed off around 1 million again, which is still an extreme number. And then we bounced back up in 2010 to 1.4, then 2011, 3.7 million, almost 3.8 million acres burned, and 1,168 homes, 1,492 structures. Then we kind of back off a little bit for a couple of years, and then in 2015, 2.7 million, and continued on the 1 million area. But you'll notice, even though we're around the 1 million area in these years, from 2016 to 2020, the number of homes jumped way up, quadrupled. In 2015, 1,329 homes burned. And that continues all right through here, all the way up to 2019. Then it backed off a little bit. 2020, there was 2.2 million acres burned, which is back up real high. But then in 2022, 8.6 million acres burned in Canada. 2,179 homes burned. 2023, 17 million acres burned in 2023. 6,806 homes and 7,746 structures destroyed, burnt to the ground. 2024, still a very high number, 5.2 million. And we all know that last year and this year, the number is going to be massive. But why? Well, it's very complex. Very complex, okay? If you look at the belief systems and cycles at all of the different religions and belief systems, there is a cycle that mankind goes through. And I agree, it is a cycle. However, they have these gods that they say that are in charge of these cycles. You know, matter of fact, let me show you an example of that. If I've got it here. I do have it. Well, we got warned right here. Sorry about all the mufflers in the background. Anyways, take a look at this.
You guys know what this represents?
Tell us, sir.
I don't know, maybe it's the calm before the storm.
What's the storm?
Could be the calm before the storm.
What storm is
We have the world's great military people in this room, I will tell you that. And we're going to have a great evening. Thank you all for coming.
What storm, Mr. President?
You'll find out.
Give us a hint.
Yeah, we got told storm was coming. Might be the calm before the storm. What year was that? That was about 2016? 20, right in there. You know, the year right before 10 million acres burned and 10,000 homes. And then the next year, 24,000 homes burned. Yeah, that's the timeline. But we've got to look, I'm trying to look at this as a bigger picture, okay? Now, we know, y'all guys all remember this. I thought I downloaded it, but I didn't. Remember Bush? He said in an address that an angel rides in a whirlwind and directs the storm. Well, the angel that he's referring to is depicted here. This is at CERN. Okay, most of you should know what CERN is. If you don't, where you been? Okay, this is an angel, a depiction of an angel dancing in a whirlwind. Okay, this is a circle. You have to look at this as a three-dimensional image, which the being in the middle is, but this circle is a ring of fire. It's a ball of light. It's an orb. It's an angel. It's a star. And the belief systems that we're looking at here, they call this Shiva, and here is Shiva, the god of destruction, transformation, and creation. That's how they look at it when this period that we're already into takes place. Okay. Side note, if you look at this symbol right here, the little flowy things, it's called the Ganga or the Ganges. The river flowing from his hair represents the flow of life and purification. Now, where else, anybody can tell me where else we've seen that symbol? That symbol is on the Abrahamic Accord coin, temple coin. It's right below the palm trees. And it's right below the swords, the crossed swords. Okay? For those of you that get what I'm talking about, now you know what that's called, the Ganga or the Ganges. The flowing, the river flowing from his hair represents the flow of life and purification. So now you know what those signs mean. All right, so let's look at this. What I did was I took a look at like Shiva's Hinduism, okay? And I took a look at in different religions, different cultures, what the name was of this same God, okay? Was in different religions. There's one in here, I'll show you in a minute, that I don't think it deserves to be in this list, but we'll get to it in a minute. So basically Persia, or, you know, Persia was called Mithra, okay? The god of light, okay? Shiva was the destroyer, the transformer, you know, that kind of thing. And I'm not going to read every word here. You can see it. You can pause it and read it if you want to. Let me zoom it up a little bit more in case someone wants to do that. Then we've got the Roman Empire, or Rome, and this god was called Sol Invictus. Remember the Invictus Games? Remember well, let me show you.
You guys know what this represents?
Tell us, sir.
I don't know, maybe it's the calm before the storm.
What's the storm?
Could be the calm before the storm.
What storm is
We have the world's great military people in this room, I will tell you that. And we're going to have a great evening. Thank you all for coming.
Told us to bring it.
What storm, Mr. President?
You'll find out.
Careful what you wish for.
Give us a hint on your answers.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much.
You remember that? Look at the dates that are on the runners who's leading the race. Look at the dates that are on their chest. One says 239, one says 223. Now also remember that the devil occults things by doing it backwards, or even maybe upside down and backwards. The runner on the right is 322. The runner on the left is 923. 923, you know, that interesting date that keeps popping up in a lot of things. 923. The date that Jim Carrey even mentioned. I might have him in where his mentioned in a video here in a minute. Remember that? The reason why I'm bringing this date up is because all this is tied. This video just ain't about fires. Okay, it ain't just about ancient gods. It's about the reality that we're living through in the script that's being played out, that we're already experiencing and will continue to experience as long as we're in this realm. So 923 and 322, you know, Skull and Bones 322 number. And 923, of course, is September 23rd. Invictus. That, again, has to do with this god that is Shiva, or Mithra, is also Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun, solar deity of light, victory of renewal. Okay? This is the name for that god for Roman Empire. Now, ancient Greece called it Apollo. They also called it Q. You know, follow the plan. Is that what they said? Follow the plan. Stick with the plan. Whatever it was. You know what I'm talking about. Q. Yeah. Well, Q is also considered to be a god of the Anglo-Saxons. Anglo is two words that has to do with angel and glow. And Saxons has to do with a type of knife, but it also has to do with creation, Genesis, okay? Or sex, Saxton. Now, so we got Apollo with ancient Greek, supposedly mythology. But it's the mythology that they believe in. Now, the Egyptians called him Ra, sun god. Okay. And the Babylonians called him Shamash, the sun judge. But what this is this is basically the leader of the fallen. Maybe Azazel or one of the other fallen angels that's listed in the book of Enoch. Now, as you can see, it also has Christ listed here on this list. I don't look at this in the same way. It is, the pattern is similar, but certainly Christ, the Son of the only begotten Son of the true Father in heaven, does not fall into the category of these fallen angels, obviously. But when I created this, it added it. And then you've got the Celtics and the Norse. They've got their names for them, okay? And then also the Mayans, the Aztecs, they had Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent, the morning star, the bringer of knowledge, wind, and light. This kind of thing, the feathered serpent. And there's this cycle that these religions believe it goes through, which is where the rebirth, the rising of the phoenix from the ashes, because what they're doing is they have to burn everything down in order to get the new world that they want. And most of us, they don't have a need for us anymore. So I would advise, get out of the system in any way you can. What ties you to taxes is earned income, meaning traceable income. That's why they want to create DNA coin, DNA coin, cryptocurrency, because they know that they're going to have people that are going to try to do what we're doing, which is to pull out of their system. No earned income. Earned income is a legal term that has to do with taxing your income. Now, I realize it's about impossible to get away from every tax, but if we go back, and it's going to take a while, go back to nature. Remember the old ways. It's the only way anybody, particularly our children, are going to survive. You've got to show your children somehow how to go back to nature. Now, ultimately, I'm not in love with my life here, and I'm not afraid of dying. It just is what it is. But I've made it my mission, and my father's made it my mission to show y'all guys these things. And I'm not going to, again, read all of this to you. You can pause it and read it if you want to, and understand it a little bit more. But I've got more things that I need to show you. Of course, I showed you Shiva surrounded by a ball of fire. This is a depiction of an angel. And the man down here at the bottom is Shiva, stomping on evil is how they depict it. But more interestingly, if you look at this base right here, this is a lotus. This is a water lotus. Okay. Here's the back side. See the pedestal? That's a water lotus. Now, I knew that already, but I wanted to find something else to kind of prove it to y'all guys. And this is an image from CERN of a collision, okay, where they claim they're looking for the God particle. And they put this out through one of their people on this website called Struggle for Hindu Existence. And I'm not going to read all this either. Just going to show you that the image comes from here. There's the image. Okay. And why that's interesting to me, some of you may already know why that is so interesting, is because of many things. And I could go into explaining the water lily or water lotus, but this is why it's particularly interesting, is because of its depiction in the I Pet Goat AI created prophecy, basically, or showing symbolically what their plans are. That is a water lotus. Okay. It's also the splitting of the apple. It's also many, many things that I could get into and have already in the past. Many other things I could explain there, but I'm not going to get into it. Now, this 923 thing here is particularly interesting, because it's shown in the Queen of England video, right? It's talking about Invictus. They're talking about a god. They're talking about a runner. What was it their soul Invictus god did? He ran a race across the heavens. Okay? That's why they're doing what they're doing here. Now, there also is a video out there that's available, and I've talked about it before, but I want to go over it again because lest we forget. Okay? So we're going to take a look at this video as well. This is the video 923 programming, predictive programming in movies, basically. So let me play that for you. Here we go.
You guys know what this represents?
Tell us, sir.
Maybe it's the calm before the storm.
What's the storm?
Could be
2 years, 3
the
birds.
calm before the storm. We have the world's great military people.
In 9 hours and 23 minutes, you'll be mine.
On the 23rd day of the month of September, in an early year of a decade not too long before our own, the human race suddenly encountered a deadly threat to its very existence. And this terrifying enemy surfaced, as such enemies often do, in the seemingly most innocent and unlikely of places.
Some alien life force has sent real-life video games to attack us.
I know this sounds crazy, but it almost looks like lava, volcanic lava pouring onto the street.
Okay. Diddly diddly. Why, that's a higher power than even I believe in. What is going on?
Until September 22nd, midday. And if the arc isn't finished by then, you will be.
When did you come here? How long ago? 60, 65 days.
What was the date?
September 22nd. It was September 22nd.
Is that when it's going to happen? September 22nd, midday?
High temperatures tomorrow, back into the 90s everywhere right on through Tuesday.
This is a story about the future. And the future can be scary.
We were talking a lot how to deal with these final minutes, and today it doesn't matter where you live or how much money you have. We are all about to face the same fate at the same moment.
The flood. This has been the hottest, driest summer on record, and you say we're going to have a flood. When might we expect this?
September 22nd, midday.
It's September 22nd, and we're all still here. Awkward.
With every second that ticks by, we get closer and closer.
I know. Tell them about
I can't tell them anything until I tell them about this.
Can we please just start somewhere?
Они подозревают? Нет.
9:23. Clearly, he's leaving us a code. Some way to reach him.
Time or date, maybe? September 23rd?
September 23rd, 1780.
923 Church Street, 47th floor. You better hurry.
This is Agent Dunham. I need immediate evac. 923 Church Street. There's a device on the 47th floor. Nicely done.
Good performance.
Captain's log, stardate 23.9, rounded off to the nearest decimal point. We've traveled back in time to save an ancient species from total annihilation.
Go ahead. Tell yourself it's just a number.
I know I gave it to you months ago. I know you're trying to forget. But between the drinks and subtle things, the holes in my apologies, you know, I'm trying hard to take it back. So if by the time the bar closes and you feel like falling down, and every color illuminates, we are shining, and we'll never be afraid again.
I tried to warn you. I gave you every opportunity to help me, but you refused.
Talk amongst yourselves. I may be sometime.
And then, the miracle of deliverance. By 9:23, the water of life shall proceed forth from the throne of the Lamb, and the day of the Lord shall be a...
She called us, Miss Thursday morning, 9:23. I thought, okay, this is it. Here we go.
Albert R. Miller. Not Alan, Albert.
I was raised to hate the Cubs.
And I was raised to hate the Cardinals.
$50 says Cards beats the Cubs in this weekend series.
Okay, you're on.
Signing off 923-1780.
9:23.
So here's a strange new sentence. I am a Missourian.
I need these streets cleared now. Anyone within a 4-block radius has to move. Go! Double time!
mean, he is God, right? Couldn't he stop a flood if he wanted to? Maybe send a little rain to stop
It's
a
a
famine?
fallen world. God created it perfect, and we destroyed it with the first sin.
Who destroyed it? Me? You? Him?
The Lord works
in mysterious ways, I know. How does someone see an earthquake on the news and then try to convince everyone that it's a good thing? Does that even make sense to you?
Well, that's before September 2044.
Where are you going with this?
What if Jane realized that someone was following one of his scenarios? Making it look like a predicted pattern of malfunction. Disguising a crime like a series of accidents.
It might actually be a series of accidents. If it were, they wouldn't have killed him.
Someone has weaponized Dutch Boy.
There are tens of thousands of storm simulations in here, and each one is starting in a different place.
They all end the same way. A geostorm.
But we haven't much time. We need to be ready in 10 days. Because next Thursday at exactly 9:23 a.m., the X-Force One satellite will be directly over Riverton. Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go.
I just don't get it. We replaced all hardware after Python was here. Every keyboard, mouse, cable, everything.
You replaced the chargers.
Yeah, chargers, computers, we replaced it all.
And the surge protector.
Whoa. Okay, let's go.
Did you get that tail light fixed? To the tune of $239.
You didn't really think you could get away from us, did you?
Principal's log, September 23rd. Check, check, check. Sound check. And that is how I, Principal Collins, became the mastermind behind this glorious plan. It's the crime of the century.
Herren, liebe Kolleginnen und Kollegen. Dieser 24. September 2022 wird uns allen als ein Tag im Gedächtnis bleiben, von dem wir später einmal sagen werden, ich weiß noch genau, wo ich war.
I'm sure it was the 24th of September. That was the day this incident happened. I remember.
Well, there you have it. What a collection, right? If you want to watch it again, you can go over. It's on a channel called Z Richington. You can go watch it again or back this video up. But there was quite a few ones in there that I hadn't actually seen before. But if you noticed, it followed a theme of fire, destruction, chaos, religious scripture, political upheaval. It's basically, everything that's going on right now. Now, the 9/23 date, do I think it's significant? Yeah. Do I think it means something crazy is going to go on this year? It already is. We're already past crazy. But will it be something completely crazy? I don't know if it's going to be this year. I think right now, between now, 2030 should be major. 2033 should be extremely major, but I can't tell you exactly what's going to happen. I'm just showing you so that you have to choose how to prepare for yourself. First and foremost, prepare your soul. Seek the truth, follow the truth, walk in it as best as you can. And don't forget, you might want to consider that. I want to thank Bev for supporting this production today. And I want to thank all of my producers that choose to donate some amount, any amount, once a month, and they then get credited in the extra of my work right here.
I've got one that can see.
Logic before authority.